Brittany Petersen was a member of the NCU cross-country and track and field teams from 2009 to 2012 and produced one of the most decorated and record-setting careers in history. Petersen was a two-time All-American for the Beacons, earning the honors once apiece in cross-country and in track and field. In cross-country, Petersen notably helped guide the Beacons to a fourth-place finish at the 2011 NAIA National Championship. That season, she took fifth place at the Conference Championship to earn All-CCC honors, which at the time was the highest ever finish for a Beacon runner. She went on to take 16th at the NAIA Championship to earn All-American honors. To this day, Petersen holds the school record at the 6,000-meter cross-country distance, running a 22-minute, 5-second race at the Oregon State Beaver Classic in 2010. Petersen was also a standout athlete on the track for the Beacons, and in 2012 was named an NAIA All-American in the 5,000-meter after taking fourth place at the National Championship in the last race of her storied career. She finished in 18 minutes, 4.06 seconds in temperatures approaching 100 degrees for an epic final performance. After finishing her career as the school record holder in both the 1,500-meter and 5,000-meter distances, Petersen still has a major foothold in the school track and field record book, with 5 spots in the top 10 lists for those events. Petersen was also an accomplished student athlete in the classroom, earning numerous academic awards, including 4 NAIA Daktronics Scholar Athlete honors. Petersen was named NCU's Female Athlete of the Year in 2012.
At this time, I'd like to bring forward Coach Ike McNeil to induct Brittany Petersen into the Bushnell Athletics Hall of Fame.
Thanks, Corey. As Corey said, my name is Ike McNeil, and I'm the now retired cross-country and distance track coach, and I now serve as faculty here at the school. The story of Brittany is the story of a beautiful young lady, and the story of Brittany the athlete is a beautiful story of grit. Brittany decided her senior year at Thurston High School that she really liked running and that she really wanted to be good at it. Britt, like her teammate Stephanie, had very high standards for herself, which was really fortunate to have those two run together. Though admittedly, I think both of you have stated this before, they didn't just practice with each other to make each other better. Half of the time they kind of competed too. But they made for some really, really, really great workouts at every single one of our institute practices. As I said, Britt came in with really high standards, but I think even more so, Britt came in with an incredible high level of confidence, which made a really, really big difference. It was lucky for me as a coach because at the time we were still a really young program, and with every step that Britt made, she was moving into uncharted territory as a cross-country runner, 1,500-meter runner, 5,000-meter runner. She pretty soon saw her potential and started to push down barriers. She improved year after year. Her goals kept getting bigger and bigger. Every year she got faster. Every year she placed higher. I won't forget her first national meet in Marion, Indiana, where she had barely made the qualifying standards to get to the meet, but she had set her mind on making it to finals. And indeed, she snagged the very last spot in that qualifying prelim to get to the final of the women's 5,000. You know, prelims at nationals, especially in the 5,000 meters, are probably one of the most nerve-wracking experience one can have. It's sort of like when you're not ranked, it's okay, because pretty much you just have to put it all out there and try to make that final, right? But if you're ranked, it gets really tough, because you gotta run that race twice in 2 days. And you know you're gonna feel the race from the day before, so the goal is to expand as little energy as you can in the prelim to still make it to the final, right? So there's a couple ways of approaching that. Either you can just go for it and make sure you get to the finals, which will probably leave you pretty tired the next day when you have to run the final, or you can like sit back and chill and kind of count the runners, which is really, really hard and really nerve-wracking to do and extremely difficult. Well, Britt was in that situation, and sometimes I wonder how she did this, not ever really having had any other athletes go through this same experience before her. But then I realized the way she did it was she had superpowers. She stayed patient in the front of that pack. Risky business, right? Absolutely nerve-wracking. But when Britt sets her mind on something, she will get it done. Not once in her career did I ever worry about her executing a race. And in fact, I think there was one time that I can think of, and it was during cross country, when she was disappointed about the finish of her race, and it turned out she was actually really sick. Again, how does she does it? Superpowers. Calm, strategic, determined. Cruised in, grabbed one of the last qualifying spots, which is the ideal situation, without panicking, without sprinting at the end, none of that. She had enough left to compete with the best the next day, and took fourth to be an All-American. Want to know what her superpower is? It's sleep. I'm not joking. Britt, I've never, in my 15 years of coaching here and post-collegiate coaching, met an athlete that can do that. When the situation gets hairy and tough, Brittany goes to sleep. We would get to nationals, and her races weren't until kind of the end. She slept for days, and then she gets up, eats, warms up, boom. I think that superpower serves you well in your current profession as well. But it was definitely an outstanding experience. It was fun senior year to get to know your biggest fan and now husband Brian, and to see them get married senior year. And it's fun now to have you as an amazing friend and to see glimpses of the amazing mom that you are, and seeing your kids, Max and Peyton, grow up. And last fall, when you guys came to stay with us on our campground and property, little girl kept riding her bike down the hill by our property, and then she kept pushing it back up. She kept doing it over and over. Someone might have had a little fit when it was dark and she wasn't allowed to do it anymore, and then an even maybe bigger fit the next day when she had to leave. That determination, you know what I'm getting at. She gets that from you. Watch out. Watch out. It's my pleasure to induct you, Brittany Petersen. Please come up here.
starting line, and I looked at Steph, and I think we shook hands. It's a ritual that we did pretty much every race after that. And I looked at her face, and I'm pretty sure she was about to cry. And I was thankful that she was about to cry, because I was about to cry too. I was about to cry because I was nervous and terrified and didn't have an ounce of confidence in that moment. And I think I don't remember anything else about the race. Obviously, the gun went off and we both finished. Probably wasn't amazing. Took us a little bit of time to get there. But the thing I like most about that memory is that it's something that I tell everybody, whether it's student nurses, the hospital where I work, my own kids, sometimes my parents or my husband or anyone who needs a little bit of encouragement is you have to do scary things in life. And in that moment, running a 6K against 100 other girls was scary. And we did it anyways. And so I'm really thankful for 100 different experiences like that. I'm incredibly honored to become a part of the Bushnell Athletic Hall of Fame. Thank you all so much for being here. Being a college athlete was honestly one of the best times of my life. I got to run thousands of miles with groups of women who are still some of my best friends today. A few of them are here. A few of them are out coaching or having kids and successful careers. But I loved the miles spent with them. We spent lots of times in rental vans, driving up to cross country and track meets, and throwing mini bagels at us to try to keep our mouths full so we could stop hypothesizing how our races were going to go. In the beginning, when we were freshmen and sophomores, I think we were scared at every single race because we didn't know how it would feel. By the time we were juniors and seniors, we were scared at every single race because we knew exactly how it would feel. I've played other sports in my life, and they're all very fun. But cross country is very different in that we honestly wouldn't call it that fun. It's very rewarding. You work really hard for an amount of time that seems almost like you probably won't last. But you do it, and I think, again, that's something that's kind of like life. You really aren't sure you can get through things with grit alone, or motivation, or dedication and hard work, which is why I'm also incredibly thankful that I have a gigantic circle of support around me, and I would like to meet those people now. I have to thank the entire athletic staff here. You all were incredibly supportive and made us feel like small-scale celebrities walking around campus, and that was very cool to me. Still kind of is. I have to thank my coaches and Micah. Again, really can't imagine the amount of patience it takes to watch someone run lap after lap after lap, not only in races, but the workouts. And Micah and Dan both caught many frustrated tears from girls, including me, who truly believed I probably can't get through this workout. I'm seeing it on paper, and I just know my legs can't carry me that fast. And that's one of the very cool things is that by the end, I told how I was getting or crying at the starting of races. By the end, my very last cross-country race in college, I ran probably harder than my fitness level allowed me to. There's a video that's somewhere on YouTube. In the final 400 meters of my national race, I ran so hard that I almost couldn't move my legs anymore approaching the final 400 meters. If you ever watched any runners hit the wall, you kind of know what it looks like, but everything kind of locks up and it doesn't look good. And I puked a few minutes after I crossed the finish line. But I'm just sorry for the tears and the puke. But I'm really thankful that you two stuck around long enough to show us that we can push ourselves that hard. Because now, as a woman in my mid-30s, I've parents. I feel like you're pretty lucky if you have one or two good parents. I'm even doubly luckier because I have step parents as well, and all four of them supported me through everything I've been through. They came to races. I wasn't going to tell this story, but I talked about going to nationals and how I was just sure I was going to make it to finals that first year. The truth is I actually was not sure I was going to make it to finals, so much so that when my dad purchased his flight to Indiana, I told him, I will not make it to finals, you can fly back on Friday. So he was a little, hopefully happy for me that I made it to finals, but probably a little disappointed that he was going to be flying home for the final race. I think I called him and told him how to watch it online. And then, my mom's always been there for me too. There's a video of us getting 4th place at nationals, and I don't think I've ever watched the faces of me or any of my teammates the moment we found out we got 4th place at nationals. It was quite a shock to us because I'm always so drawn to my mom's face in that video. Now that I'm a mom myself, I know how exciting it is when your kid does something cool. So I watch my mom's face and I see her cry and, shock on her face when we got 4th place at nationals. And I know she's still that enthusiastic about pretty much everything I do. So I'm so thankful for my parents. They showed me how to do really tough and scary things, and they themselves have done tough and scary things. Lastly, I need to thank my husband Ryan. I've benefited from essentially a lifetime of his love and support. If you know him, you're probably a little jealous that you don't have him in your corner every day, because he is just like the best cheerleader you could ever imagine. In moments where I think I can't do something, or I have difficult things to do, I know that in the end, I can do it because he's there with me. If everyone had someone like him, we could all do pretty great things. I'm really thankful for him. Finally, and I really need you to cheer really loudly at the end of this little dedication. I'd like to dedicate this award to really strong women. When I ran here, obviously there were guys on our team too, and we loved them. We made fun of them. They complained that we were too fast. But in my life, I know lots of strong women, and I'm really thankful for them. I wouldn't have the confidence that I have without seeing what they've done first. So in my life, I know strong women as mothers, wives, sisters, daughters, grandmothers. I know them as women who raise children, as women who have careers, as women who raise 3 children and have careers. I know them as cancer survivors, sometimes twice over. And I know one of them is my very own daughter who, like I said, I'm pretty sure will be standing on an even bigger stage than this someday. So please join me in some great, very strong women in our lives.